Hello students, welcome back once again. This is your English teacher Himanshi ma'am and this is going to be your revision video number 2. So students, in the previous video lesson I have given you some basic instructions on how to keep doing your work. Now it is time to discuss something even more important. In today's video lesson I have so many things that I have to talk about. First of all, we are going to discuss that finally the English holiday homework as well as the project work has been uploaded. So we will discuss in brief about the holiday homework and project work, and after that I am going to take a short recap of your course book. You know student, it's been quite some days that we have discussed things related to course book. So today it's time that we do that. But before I discuss any of these points, what are the 3 things that you all are going to do? You're first going to click on the like button. Come on, quickly, without wasting any time. And then you're going to share this video with all your friends, and then you have to make sure that you all are my subscribers. That's right. Now students, talking about the holiday homework and the project work. If you remember in the last WebEx session when I met you, I kept telling you that you have to keep on checking the school website, and if you have done so, you will find out that both the things have been uploaded. Go on the home tutorial page. On the holiday homework week number 2, English homework will be there, and then in the same page on the right side there is a small tab where it is written project 6th to 10th class. So students, project work for English subject 6th to 10th class have been compiled, and in that you have to particularly search for your own class, that is class 8th. Now talking about holiday homework. In holiday homework I have given you only 2 questions this time. Well, that's going to be a little easy, isn't it? One question is theory based and one question is practical based. Question number 1 is related to your verbs and its various forms. So students, if you know that whatever you have to speak in English, you always have to use any action word, you have to know the right verb and its form, isn't it? So related to that I have given you a question, and you know what? It's not going to be like that you're going to search on internet or some helping book and just note down the verbs. No. It's important that you pay attention on those verbs and how they change in nature when you're doing your work. It is even more important that you make sure now onwards you don't do any mistake in verbs, you know, and most importantly, from now onwards I will be observing when you will be writing to me in the comment box or even in the WebEx chat box. I will be seeing your verbs, whether you're using them in the correct form or not. So do the work with dedication. Question number 2 is basically an interview or a survey kind of question. It is practical based. You have to ask some basic questions which I have mentioned in that homework from your family members, and you have to make a record. And I have given you the format of making the record as well. So students, after making that record, at last you have to also write your own observation, that while doing this interview with your family members, what was your observation? For example, what the questions are asking you, you can write the observation that according to my observation, I observed that out of 5, 3 family members prefer evening snack, or out of 5, 4 family members prefer homemade food, or whatever observation you feel like writing, you have to write. Next, so students, for your holiday homework, you have to make sure that you don't do it in any sheets, okay? You have to have a small thin register, or even those 10 rupee small notebooks you can take, and you have to do your work neatly and in proper handwriting. Why am I saying that? Because students, I don't want you to take this homework as a burden on you, which you just want to finish and get rid of so that you can move on to other subject. No. Take your time, because you have plenty of time with you. Take your time, do it with proper dedication and interest, and read the things which you're actually writing. Learn those things which you're actually writing. Okay students, that's it for holiday homework. Coming back to your project work. Now students, in project work, first of all, this is the first time and it is going to be very interesting. And need not worry, I'll always be available to answer any of your queries which you have related to project work in the comment box of this video lesson with your name, class and section. So students, 6th to 10th class, all project works are there in only one file. So you have to look for class 8th. In that you will see 5 topics are given to you of project. Out of those 5, you just have to pick up 1. Okay. So what are you going to do with that one topic? The one topic which you will pick up, what you're going to do is you're going to read the sub points which I have mentioned in that topic. That means your areas of research which I have given. So those points get in your mindset and keep searching, read newspapers, online articles, talk to your family, watch the news channels, get the information about those things and note down. And if you have any confusion on what to do or how to do, please write that query in the comment box and I'll be able to help you. So students, your project work you're going to do in a folder. Now, you know, in these kind of times, I don't want you to move around a lot outside your house. So I would give you a humble suggestion to reuse your old material, because we keep doing these, you know, project work, files work so many times. Even I'm sure your those physical education folders must be still with you. Okay, so try to reuse your folders, your sheets, or whatever extra cutouts you have available, which can be used in your concerned project work. And even if still you have any problem, please feel free to talk to me. So students, this was about your holiday homework and project work. Apart from that, now let us come to your course book. So now students, for my 8th class, how many chapters have we done in the course book? We have done total 3 chapters. Let us do a short recap of one by one all 3 chapters. Okay students, chapter number 1. Trianti Vanti Gongala. This was the first poem we started our video lessons with, isn't it? I have made 3 video lessons and then 3 revision video lessons for this chapter. We have done word meaning, frame sentence, question answer and so many other things related to this chapter. So, who was the poet? Do you remember? Well, I remember. The poet was C.J. Dennis. Yes, C.J. Dennis belonged to Australia. He is a poet as well as a short story writer. He has written this funny, interesting and creative poem. The basic agenda of Trianti Vanti Gongala is to learn how to be imaginative, how to create things which are out of this world based on your own imagination. Right? Trianti Vanti Gongala was an insect created by the imagination of the poet C.J. Dennis. It was not real, but even if it was not real, the poet had written about it in such a realistic manner that whenever we, the readers, read the story, we feel, yeah, maybe it is actually true that Trianti Vanti Gongala is a real insect. Next thing, in this poem we have also learned that the rhyme scheme is AA, BB, CC. Next thing, we have also learned that the poetic device alliteration is used in this poem. So this poem is small, very interesting to learn and very easy to do, isn't it? Now coming to chapter number 2, a lesson that lasted a lifetime. Now this was a very heart-touching, heartwarming story about a young girl, Florence Cartledge, who has written about some incidents which happened in her own real life. First of all, the most important point of this story was the blue blazer, which was part of her school uniform, which she could not afford because her family was not very rich. As you know, that World War II was going on when she used to be a schoolgirl, right? Her headmistress, was a very strict lady who used to punish her for being in incomplete school uniform, but at the end of the lesson, we find out there is one new character, Miss McVee, her English teacher, who supports her, appreciates her and admires her and compliments her. And at last, Florence Cartledge learns a very important lesson in life, which is that sometimes if someone is feeling really low and underconfident, even a single compliment can simply boost their confidence and make them a better person. So this was the lesson that Florence learned, as well as the readers, that is you and I. We have also learned that whenever a person is feeling low, we should support them, we should boost their confidence and compliment them always. Now students, time to come to chapter number 3, Journey by Night. Journey by Night is based in India. This story is about 2 Indian brothers who are on their journey throughout the night, and they have to face so many difficulties to reach to Kalaghat, where there is a hospital, right? First of all, who is the writer? Well, the writer is Nora Burke, isn't it? Nora Burke was a British writer, but she was born and brought up in India herself because her father was a forest officer in British government before independence. So Nora Burke writes about Sher Singh and Little Kuwar. Little Kuwar is ill, so they both brothers have decided that they will go barefoot on a journey through the jungle area, through the river area to reach Kalaghat, to reach the hospital where Little Kuwar can be treated properly. And throughout their journey, we learn about the difficulties that they face, the challenges that they face. But at the end, they never gave up. Isn't it? They never gave up. That's the most important point that our writer Nora Burke is trying to tell us, that never ever give up in the face of difficulties. Even if you're having any kind of problem, any kind of difficulty, you must have the strong willpower to face it. It doesn't matter whether you lose or win. What matters is that you never ever give up. You remember those 2, 3, 4 challenges that they had to face, both of them, but still they never gave up. And the most important dialogue of the story at last, when the doctor in the Kalaghat hospital says to the elder brother, "Are you Sher Singh Bahadur?" He says, "No, I'm not." He says, "Sher Singh Bahadur, your brother will live." That means finally their mission was accomplished. The mission was to make sure the little Kunwar survives from his disease, his problem, and reaches the hospital. And they finally do. So students, this was a short recap of your 3 chapters from your coursework, which we have already completed. So if you have anything which you don't remember related to the story, please go back on my channel and watch the videos related to individual chapters. And apart from that, I have also discussed in today's video about the homework as well as the project work. But still, if you have any question whatsoever, and it should not be a stupid question, whatsoever question it is, please leave it in my comment section with your name, class and section. So that's it students. I'll once again meet you all next week, but before that I'll meet you all in the WebEx section. Okay students, take care, bye bye, see you soon.